Welcome back to Unapologetically Progressive. Now, today I have some news that may be scary for some. As of Friday, Social Security announced that they are bringing back what is referred to as the Clawback Cruelty. Now, before we get to that, let's have a little discussion of Social Security and overpayments. Now, by law, Social Security is required to obtain repayment for an overpayment paid to an individual within Social Security. I've been in that situation before. A lot of times the government makes the mistake and you end up paying for it. And that's completely wrong, but it is how the law is written. So this isn't a discussion about whether or not it's legal or not. It's a matter of right and wrong, not a matter of legal or not. But as of March 27th, they're going to bring back what they call the clawback cruelty, where they can take a Social Security beneficiary's entire check every month until an overpayment is paid. Over the last few years, it's been common for it to be like 10%, where you could call into Social Security and be like, hey, I can't make a bigger payment. Can I make this payment? And those days are gone under Donald Trump. Donald Trump isn't going to allow that to happen anymore. What's sad, though, is they're making like this is going to save huge amounts of money. But it's going to be roughly $7 billion that it saves our budget over a decade. Now, that's not a whole lot of money of our budget. That's not a whole lot of money out of our budget. It's not a whole lot of money out of Social Security's either. But the thing is, we all know that these numbers aren't always accurate, right? The Trump people have already known in this term to lie about everything that's going on. So I actually believe it to probably be about half of that $7 million figure that Social Security mentioned the other day. But regardless, it's not a huge amount of savings. It's not going to save Social Security. The only way to save Social Security is going to be to raise the cap on when you stop investing into Social Security. But that's not something Republicans want to do. They don't want to do anything to help. They just want to hurt people. So what's going to happen here is people on Social Security are going to lose their entirety of their checks depending on how much money they owe. Now, if you're on SSI, apparently SSI is going to be different. SSI is still going to remain a 10% payback as opposed to the 100% for other versions of Social Security. I don't know if I didn't see anything about what it meant for SSDI. Unless SSDI is part of SSI, then that could be different, right? But the fact is, they want to hurt people. That they're trying to punish people. And I don't think it's a morally right decision. I don't think it's a morally right platform to be pushing in this country. They were getting payments back. They were getting repayments. So they're not going to be saving all this money because they were still getting the money back. And considering almost 90% of overpayments are caused by the government failing their job, I don't believe people should be punished like that. I've been in that situation before where I was reporting my income and I got nailed with a $5,000 overpayment that I'm still paying on. 10 years later, I'm still paying this. And they take 10% of my check every single month. I guess it's been about 8 years. My wife started working. I started reporting. I started using their app. Their app wouldn't work, so I called in to report, and they wouldn't take it. They wouldn't accept it. Clearly, because they would say, yes, we're taking care of it. We're going to mark that in your system or in your account, and they never did. That happened for 2 years before I got nailed with a $5,000 overpayment. So it can happen to anyone. I'm sure there are people out there trying to work the system, trying to game the system. Those people are out there, but they're such a small minority, right? They're not going to stop people from committing fraud by doing this. I guarantee you, the people that are committing fraud and doing this on purpose, they know what they're doing and they know how to get away with it. And you're never going to catch them. What you're going to do is hurt grandma and grandpa. You're going to make it to where they can't afford their homes anymore. Or they're going to get kicked out on the streets, or they can't afford their medication, or they can't afford to buy food. And for what? What very often turns out to be a simple mistake, or a mistake made by Social Security itself. There's a reason it's called the clawback cruelty, because it's excruciatingly cruel. And people on Social Security, a lot of times they're older, right? They may not understand how much, that they're getting more than they're supposed to, right? And other people that don't know the system may struggle from time to time. They may receive money from a family member or from a deceased family member that they weren't expecting, but they still have to cash the check. But you shouldn't punish people. I think there at least needs to be a caveat that you can't punish people when Social Security makes the mistake. If going beyond doing everything you can, they shouldn't be able to do anything to you for what they do. But that's how they work. Now, from what I read on the Social Security blog that they put out about it, anything's possible, right? But apparently you're going to be able to call in. You'll still be able to call and try to work something out with them if you can't afford it. But the likelihood that you're going to get much savings out of it are slim to none. But we'll see. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope no one's going to be affected by this negatively. Just best you can do is after March 27th or as of March 27th, try to make sure that you're not getting any overages, paid to you. If you notice an overage or you feel you're getting more money than you're supposed to, I guess contact Social Security and make sure that you're getting the proper amount and that you're doing your due diligence on reporting whatever income you may make. Anyways, I'll see you down the road. Now, I know I've been a bit MIA this week, kind of taking a spring break, I guess you could say, in general, but I thought this was very important. And so, anyhow, I'll see you down the road.